Hi everyone, it's V. I'd like to share with you this vlog containing some of the epic adventures I took while on my 3-week vacation in the southeastern United States. If you've been following my vlogs, you know that there are a few things that I truly enjoy. 1, the beach. 2, beautiful sunsets. And on this particular evening, my friend Tanisha and I were able to go on the other side of the Pontchartrain after dinner and catch this spectacular sunset. The next day, we set out on an epic road trip from New Orleans to Panama City Beach, Florida. I'm now in my happy place with my toes in the sand, my feet in the water. I actually took a little stroll before heading back to the place where we were staying. How beautiful is this park? It is a public park that has swing sets facing the bay, and you can sit there and swing and just enjoy yourself. It has a large grassy area for kids to play and run around, and it also has a small little beach. Now, my friend Tanisha actually found this park on one of her previous visits to the Panama City Beach area, and she said it was beautiful. So on this particular visit, she actually brought me to the park, and I was just in awe as to how beautiful it actually was. How blessed are we as humans to be able to have experiences like this? Now, directly across the street from where we were sitting on the swing sets looking at the bay is another area of the park that overlooks a lake, and they also have swing sets there. But there was one thing that I noticed as I was walking down the embankment. I could see what looked like some kind of cauldron, but as I got closer, I could see that it was labeled as a Civil War salt pot. Now, doing a little bit of history, I realized that the salt that was produced in St. Andrews was critical for funding the troops and the people during the Civil War. So the Confederate soldiers were actually able to basically keep up with their supplies, and they were funded with money that was produced from these salt companies. On this particular evening, we were able to catch the beautiful sunset in Panama City Beach, Florida. We were at a restaurant called Schooners, and a lot of the patrons actually go there to actually watch the sunsets. The next day, I was just able to go out and sit by the pool and just have some relaxing time there. In January 2024, a tornado ripped through Panama City Beach, Florida, and as a result, this house was knocked off of its foundation. And now that we're in the last quarter of 2024, the house still sits in that same position. I was able to capture yet another beautiful sunset. I had to check out this Habitat for Humanity restore. I really love the Panama City Beach, Santa Rosa Beach, and Rosemary Beach areas. My friend Tanisha has a green thumb, and she actually has a garden, and she has grown several plants, fruits, and vegetables. Now, when she saw this clay, pottery, and blessings nursery, she had to stop. If you're in the Panama City Beach, Rosemary Beach, Santa Rosa Beach areas, and you're looking for some type of pottery or plants or outdoor furnishings, this nursery location has everything you're looking for, and it would be a great place for you to stop in and visit. While I was on my adventure, this little guy decided to have his own little adventure in my backyard, and my security cameras caught it. So we're now headed back to New Orleans. The Florida leg of our vacation is over, and I wanted to just capture part of the drive. Now, I wanted to capture this bridge as the lights on it changed colors, but as we were driving, it just stayed green for the longest time. But look at what happened as we were going underneath. See, we have other Atlanta natives visiting New Orleans. If you haven't been to NOLA in a while, you may not have realized that the old Harrah's is now Caesar's. We decided to catch the ferry from New Orleans to Algiers, and this nice young man aided us, and he was so kind. Had to get a photo with him. So the ferry actually operates multiple times during the day, and it goes across the Mississippi River from New Orleans over to Algiers and back. Here comes our ferry. And here I'm just stating that we're now crossing the mighty Mississippi River.
Welcome to Landmark Ferry. At this time, we need everybody to remain seated for the entire ride. But thank you.
And we're off, guys, as the other riverboat passes us. The Natchez just made a loop. Now this is Sebastian, y'all, and he was saying, thank you for making a documentary about me. Hilarious. Can you see out there in the distance where I'm pointing? That's the French Quarter. one of the things that makes New Orleans unique. This right here looks like it's a grocery store, an old drugstore grocery store. It's actually a house. They kept the facade to appear in its original form, but it is someone's personal residence. Now this plaque symbolizes the spot where enslaved Africans from the Senegal, Gambia region were housed before they were sent across the river to the slave auctions. We're inside the ferry now at the bottom, heading back across the Mississippi River. Sometimes there's just so much more to what you think a city has to offer. You just gotta venture out and explore the various things they have. Because although I knew that there were ways to get to the other side by car, I never knew that the ferry exists. So I'm thankful for my host, Miss Tanisha, for allowing me to have this opportunity. Now the cool thing about the pass is it's a $3 pass for the day. And not only can you ride the ferry to and from across the other side of the Mississippi, to and from each side of the Mississippi, it also is an all-day bus pass and an all-day trolley pass. So if you ever come to New Orleans, make sure you get a day pass, which allows you to do all of the different transportation modes that the city has to offer. Now this is a special area for me. Years ago, my friend Sylvia and I would come to the New Orleans Jazz Fest, and the actual fairgrounds where they race the horses is where they have the Jazz Fest, on the lawn. They also have a casino here. Now, I love the various architectural styles of the homes here. And as we were passing this home, it was so beautiful, but there was something special in the yard. Can you see it? Sunflowers. I got out of the car and walked up to the house because I wanted to take a photo and realized that these sunflowers were super tiny. And the owner then walked out, Mr. Jeremiah, and actually cut off some sunflowers to give them to me. All right, and that's the only thing that's in my flower box to grow them.
He and Bella are battling. Oh, it matches your shirt.
Thank you.
You know what? Maybe when you get to Alma, have them wet
paper towel.
Yeah, oh, thank you.
Aww, so
Give me one
sweet.
for Maisha, please. My daughter is behind me here.
Okay. Now, this young lady is the neighbor of Mr. Jeremiah, and during Katrina, she had to leave. But like so many other natives, she came back years later to rebuild her life. I just love the strength of the people of New Orleans. They love their city and their community. They are a strong community. One thing I can say about New Orleans is it's hot, so you have to stay hydrated. I've often passed by some of these little very tiny homes in New Orleans and thought, I wonder what it looks like on the inside. Well, this one was empty as they were rebuilding, so I took a peek. Now, these are actually street signs built into the sidewalk, and it's a thing here in New Orleans to take a photo with your feet next to the signs. As we were driving through this neighborhood, I had to start recording because this area reminded me of some of the scenes in the series Your Honor. I don't know if you've seen that, but it's a very good series, and if you haven't, it's a must-watch. Now, this is my last full day in New Orleans, and I just have enjoyed myself tremendously. This is the Blue Bridge. If you're familiar with New Orleans, you may have seen this, and I wanted to get out and take photos. I've now arrived safely back home in Atlanta. I want to thank my friend Tanisha for her gracious hospitality. Thank you for all of the planning, all of the things you had for us to do during my stay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And to my subscribers and those watching, if you've made it to the end of the video, I want to personally thank you for your time.